Okay, we're going to do this a little bit backwards. I want to show you guys this. This is my setup here. Let me see if I can show everything to you in one step. We're running those red wigglers. You can see we were just in the store and we bought those. Okay, and you can see, matter of fact, let me see if I can turn it so you guys can see it. There we go. We're using those blood red Nasty Ben Cam's minnow hooks, and we're using that magic stick. Okay, and this is our shell crackers right here. This is what we call. That's what we're looking for, guys. Right there. That's the setup. So let's do something a little bit different to break the monotony. We're going to go backwards to forwards. I'm going to show you how the day began and how we went to the store, picked them up, went out on the lake, caught all these shell crackers. Okay? Sit back, relax, get yourself something to drink. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we appreciate you guys so much. Let's go. I got a secret to tell you guys. We're getting ready to head out to go pick up some red worms. Okay? So we're headed to the store. You guys are going with me. And when we come back, I'm going to show you the hardware that I'm using, the type of red worms that I'm using, the hooks that I'm using, and it's that time of the year again, okay? All these fish species that I catch, guys, they're habitual. They do the same thing over and over and over again. So this is what I want you to do. If you like this video that you're getting ready to watch, right below that, hit that subscribe button, show love. I appreciate that. And hit that thumbs up button, okay? And also, when you hit that subscribe button, right to the right, when you click it, a bell will come up. Make sure you click that bell. That assures that you get every episode that I will be releasing in the near future, because we got a lot of stuff to cover, okay? So it's important that I want you guys to hit that bell, okay? So listen, sit back, relax. This is a family channel. Grab the family, put me on the big screen TV, and let's go to the big box store, and we're going to see if we can go ahead and locate these red worms so we can get on the water. All right, be right back. Listen, we're in the store right now. Let's come over here. These are the red worms that they always have. Sometimes they have some that are on top. Okay, I generally pick the red worms, the one that I'm looking for, and you pick through them and you figure out which one it is that you're interested in getting. Okay, I generally like if you see one that has cobwebs on the top of the dirt, I don't really like to fool with those. Okay, and you go in there and you look to see how they look. Okay, they're in the refrigerator, so they're going to be a little bit cold, a little bit lethargic, so you get a nice batch that looks good to you. Okay, you can see the price of them. They're not that expensive. I'm going to pick up a couple of them. Let's see if we can open them up. Let's take a look at it. Let's see. I think I like this one here. Let's look at this one. Yeah, that's a good batch there. We're going to get the one on the bottom, and we're going to get the one on the top. All right. Let's take a look at one more just in case, okay? Let's take a look at one more. You want to pull them up? That's a nice batch. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get this one, and we're going to get this one. Okay, so these are your red worms. Okay, this is what we're going to be using for shell crackers. This is what you're interested in doing. So listen, it's not going to take me too long. I'm going to go up here and check out, and we're going to head back, and then we're going to take a look, guys. We're going to take a look to see. We're going to see what hardware we're going to be using. Now you got to remember, from last year, I didn't use those little small hooks. That's not what I get down with. Okay, I like the one-aught hooks. The Nasty Ben minnow hook is the one I'll be using. So. Get yourself something to drink, get you some coffee. Come on, all right, brand new. And we're going to sit back, and we're going to have a cooler on the boat, guys. So we're going to get a couple of things of ice, and we're going to chunk those boys right back in the cooler, all right? So hold tight. Down there in the description of me fishing this spot not too long ago, last year. Shell crackers, guys, are habitual, just like crappie are, okay? So we're getting ready to do the same thing, all right? So let's see if we can pull some shell crackers out of here. We're only going to do a few. And our target, you can see that the boards that are running at the edge of his shoreline and that flower pot. That is our target, about 3.5 feet from, no, probably about 2.5 feet from shore, okay? So let's get up there. We're going to use very simple fishing. You remember I told you in my last video, I do simple things. I don't do difficult things. I'm not a complex person, okay? I'm using that 1/0 Nasty Ben minnow hook, and I'm going to show you the hardware that I'm using. My magic stick, guys. It's simple stuff. So let's get these red worms out, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about those a little bit further in the segment. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to see if we can pull up here and see if we can have a little bit of luck with shell crackers. Let me say this too before I get ready to get started. I want you guys to remember, I got on a hoodie right now. It's still chilly down here in #Bump City, Georgia, aka Atlanta, Georgia. I'm fishing a private lake. It's a 200-acre lake thereabouts. It's the second largest private lake in the state of Georgia. Okay, and the temperatures are still fluctuating, but I want you guys to remember this. Just because you check the water temperature and the water temperature may not be as warm as it was last year, I want you guys to remember this, that fish have an internal clock. They also go by daylight savings time. So if that sun is up a little bit longer during the course of a day, that will cause them to go into spawning, okay? And 80% of my fishing is done before I even hit the water, okay? The other 10% is done by my nose. You can smell them. And when I get there, there's only one way to find out if they're biting, and that is to get those hooks wet. So let's get in here and let's see if we can have a little bit of luck. You can see the wind is high. It's blowing my hook all in the air. And all I'm gonna do, guys, I'm just gonna put in 2 worms on my hook. That's all I'm throwing. 2 red worms. And listen, this bite, you know we're a family channel. There isn't any cursing here, no profanity. And when you take your family and your kids out to fish for these shell crackers, it's important that you locate them and that the kids don't have to wait all day to get that bite. That's very, very important. Okay, let me pull you down just a little bit. Let me see if I can get you guys right. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do, this is the reason, this is that same crappie line that I'm using when I catch crappie, that high vis line. This is one of the reasons why you use that high vis line. Now remember, I'm not using no sinker. I'm just using the weight of that worm. And once I toss it in there, I lay that rod tip down low so I can watch the line. That's the giveaway, okay? Let's toss it right on up there. Remember, that flower pot is where we're looking at. And it should be instant. If they're biting, if you land on that bed, you'll automatically know that they're biting, okay? Just like that. That's what I'm talking about. Just like that. Just like that. It doesn't take long. Okay? You'll automatically know if these shell crackers are biting. Good night. Man, these rascals are strong. Look at the size of the shell cracker. I want to make sure I can pull you guys down so you can see this big boy. Good night. I got to show you some scale. It depends on where you're located, what you call these. Let me see if I can show you the scale. See if River's going to give me a little bit of room here. My first mate. Let me turn you guys around so you guys can see me. There we go. There we go. Make sure you guys can see me real good. Okay? Let's see me back here. There you go. Man, this is a big shell cracker. You see the size of my hand, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look how big this shell cracker is. Guys, this is a 12-inch shell cracker. Look at the size of this shell cracker. Good night. Whew. We're going to keep a few, but we're not going to keep that many. Okay? Let me show them to you. Anytime you can get a shell cracker and you can do them like this, aka red ear, depending on where you're located. Okay? Guys, these are some good eating fish here. These are some really, really good eating fish. We're only going to keep a few. We're going to let this one go. I want you guys to see me let this one go. Okay? We're not going to keep too many. Let's turn you back around. There you go. You know, I still haven't gotten my Cam's hand towels yet. I got to get on the office about those hand towels. Every fisherman out there knows you don't go fishing without a hand towel, period. And let me say this, I think this is a real good time for me to show you guys my hardware, what I'm using. And you, listen, you can sit back and watch me use this rod and reel. This is my Cam's Magic Stick, okay? And I've already spooled it with that high vis line. Okay, let me show you the high vis line so you guys can see it. See that? Okay. This is my Cam's Magic Stick. Let me see, hope you guys can see that real close. Hope we can get a focus on it. Okay, that's the EVA grips. You see Cam's Magic Stick right there. It's a soft grip, soft 4-handle grip, pure carbon fiber rod. And also, let me say something about this. If you guys go shopping for a rod and you see the guides, that's guides are the things what you put your fishing line through, and you see they're not coated with ceramic. If you see one that's metal, don't buy a rod that has metal guides. Don't do that. All of our rods are coated with ceramic on the inside, because what happened is if you have metal guides on the inside and it's not ceramic, not coated with silicone, it doesn't take much for this line to get frayed. And if it's metal to this monofilament, You get a fray on there, and just when you get that big fish, you're in trouble, okay? So let's get back up there again. As a matter of fact, let me show you what I'm using. Well, we'll get around to on the next fish, I'll show you what I'm using. Let's get back up there. I want to catch one more. That's the advantage, guys. Also, when you're running a microlight, one of my rod and reel combos, they're designed for light tackle. Okay, that's why I can throw this jig in that bed about 10 yards without any weight, without any sinkers, any split shots, just the hook and the bait. And a lot of times when you're fishing like this, you have to make sure you find that bed, because if you don't find that bed, a lot of times they won't bite until you find that bed, just like that, just like that, just like that. It's important to find that bed. And guys, I'm using that 6-foot magic stick with the 3 ball bearings. Look at that. You have to have, man, let me tell you something. Pound per pound, these shell crackers are the hardest fighting freshwater fish that there is. Look at the size of this shell cracker. Good night. We're going to measure this big rascal. God, dog. Let me come up here a little bit. Guys, one of the main reasons why I'm getting ready to show you the hook that I'm using, and I'm going to show you why I use this hook. Okay? You guys have gone fishing for shell crackers, brim, red ear, and you use those number 2, number 4 hooks and they swallow it. The size of this shell cracker. Let me show this rascal to you. When you use a 1/0 hook, look at that. I back it right out. See that? That's the reason why I use a 1/0 hook, a big hook. Look at the size of this shell cracker. We're going to put a few in the basket. We're not going to keep that many, but we're going to keep a few. I'm running this nasty bend minnow hook. You can find this on my website at camscrappiehole.com, okay? Let me show it to you. You see that nasty bend in that hook? I'm using the Deadly Blood Red in a 1/0. I'll have the hyperlink right below this video, so all you gotta do is just click it, put it in your cart, and it's on the way to you. It comes with free shipping. Let me give you a better look at the package so you guys can see them. You see that? That's the hook right there. That's that Deadly Blood Red. If you like gold, we got it in gold as well. And this is the hook that you and I are used to using. When I grew up, when I was growing up, this is the little hook that I was used to using. You see, let me see if I can show you a side-by-side comparison between these 2 hooks, how big that 1/0 is. You see that? Let me see if I can show it to you. Okay, that's how big that 1/0 hook is. That's how big that rascal is. The shank is longer, so it's designed to give you a better hook set. This you don't want, okay? You don't want that, because they'll wind up swallowing, and then you got to cut and tie, either pull the hook out of his stomach. I don't want to do all that, okay? And matter of fact, watch. You can sit right there and watch with your own eyes to watch me catch another shell cracker. Here we go. Here we go. Let me say this. I had this rascal here on, and I didn't even know he was on. The line didn't even move. It's almost like I threw this rascal right in his mouth. Look at the size of this shell cracker. This is a male too. Wow, look at the black fins. I want to show this to you guys. Let me see if I can pull you guys down so you can see this. Look at that. Look how black his fins are. You see that? They're in that bed. Can you guys see that? Look at that. We're going to keep a couple of them. We're only going to wind up with about... Boy, these hooks will not come out. Oh, still there, big boy. Boy. There we go. Let's put him in the basket. Bingo. Let's try right here. See if we can have a little bit of luck. You gotta just kind of use a little bit of trial and error until you can locate them. And again, we pulled 6, 7, 8 fish out of here already. Today, about 40. There he is. That's it. And sometimes you don't even get an indication that you've even got a fish on. Only way you find out, God, these rascals pulling drag. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is a great way to end this segment. I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for coming out. Let me pull you down. This is like a brim. No, it's a big shell cracker. Whoa, man. Listen, let me show this one to you. I want to say also, guys, we're headed to Santee Cooper, South Carolina. We're going to be up there. We're going to take our Cam's Crappie Hole on the road to catch some of those big shell crackers up there, Santee Cooper. Let me show you this big rascal. And watch this, when I touch him, he automatically flares his fins up. And these rascals here will hurt you, okay? So you really have to be careful with those spikes there. Those fins are super sharp. They're like hypodermic needles. Let me see if I can show you, if I can take this hook out. Once these rascals get hooked with this nasty bend minnow hook, guys, it doesn't come out. Let me see if I can get this bad boy out of here. I may need to get the pliers. There we go. Let me show them to you. My name is Cam. This is the Crappie hole, aka shell cracker hole right now. And I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by and spending some time with me, you and your family. And thank you so much for letting me, for the last 4 years, letting me into your home. Guys, we are 10 million total views on all of our platforms. And I want to say I couldn't do this without you guys, okay? And I appreciate you so much. And by the way, if any point in time, you guys have heard me say this on a lot of my segments, at any point in time that you need to reach me, you can email me at cam@crappiehole.com, or you can call me. My phone number on our website, Cam's Crappie Hole, my phone number is up there at the top right. If you have any questions or you just want to chop it up with me, okay? Anytime you need me, just give me a call. Let's take some of these rascals to the house, and we're getting ready to see if we can have some dinner, okay? Look, you see how big, look at that. I got a big hook in here about the size of this little brim. The hook is the size, and he still got a hold to it. So you guys, that misnomer that we have about, ouch, woo, God, oh.